Videos, and tonight is another Amazon Q&A. Tonight what we are going to talk about is how to grow your business, your Amazon business in 2020. And I'm going to kind of talk about some of the things that you should be doing that kind of separates you from all other sellers, so you could start making quite a bit of money selling on Amazon and have that advantage that other sellers do not have. And basically what we're going to be doing is kind of squeeze this all in with our Amazon Q&A tonight. So if you do have a question, feel free to ask that question through our chat, and we'll be happy to answer that, or I'll be happy to answer that for you, and so forth. So I hope you guys like the new camera setup that we do have here. I did purchase a brand new camera for my vlogs and everything else, and it seems like it's working okay. Let me know if you guys are able to hear me okay, and that would be great. So tonight I want to kind of talk about a few things that people do as far as mistakes and what they should be doing, and how they should go about growing their business itself. So OLA says, did you get a new camera? Looks really good. Yes, I did. Got a new camera, got a new setup, what have you. So I switched companies, and now we have the Rode microphone that's also being used with that. And so should be pretty good. Should be a really good broadcast tonight. So what I want to talk about is things that you have to prepare for when you're first starting out and you're setting up your Amazon account, your Amazon business, and so forth. There's a lot of people that kind of take it overboard when they are going to start selling on Amazon. For example, they worry about stuff like setting up a corporation or an LLC or something, which in fact they shouldn't even be thinking about at all, because you want to be able to create a foundation for yourself to figure out which products you're going to sell on the Amazon platform, and also how many products that you are going to sell. There's a lot of things that you really have to take into consideration, such as, are you going to be opening up an individual account or a professional account? And that's huge, because you could literally go out there and be paying a lot of extra fees if you're selling a whole lot of products and then you set up an individual account. In fact, you should be setting up a professional account, save yourself some money on fees. And then how are you going to sell that product? Are you going to do merchant fulfilled, or are you going to send that products into Amazon's FBA program? Those are also things that you really have to think about. Now, when I first started out, I did mainly a lot of sending products into Amazon's FBA program. For those of you that are just joining me for the very first time, I've been selling on Amazon for the last 13 years, and I do merchant fulfilled, and I also do fulfilled by Amazon, send the products in. Lately, I've been doing a lot more merchant fulfilled products because I can't keep the products on Amazon's warehouse and the shelf. So literally, as fast as I can get the products in, the fastest they're being sold. And that's happening with a lot of my members. So you know, you have to take things into consideration when it comes to, you know, selling on the platform. With the virus and everything going on, there's a lot more people staying at home, and there's a lot more sales. Sales have tripled. Sales have doubled for some people. And so the distribution centers have been really full, and taking a lot longer to get out there and send products out to the Prime members and so forth. So with that being said, there are certain things that you want to really, really think about, especially when you're selling products. And do you want to sell, many, many products? If you want to sell a lot of products, then you want to look at retail arbitrage or even drop shipping, where there's a lot of people that are doing that. They're not touching the product. It's not my favorite. It's not something that I suggest, but there's a lot of people out there doing that and trying to get their products that way, or trying to make a little bit of money that way so they can grow their business. Now, what I do is I started out wholesaling products, and I was buying pellets at the local place here in Los Angeles where I can get the pellets really cheap, and I started selling them on the eBay and Amazon platform. And so that really, really grew my business. And I have a course that I teach, and I go out and I tell people and show people where they should be putting their products, what products to buy, and so forth. I do have products of the month that I give out, and so my members have an opportunity to take advantage of the product of the month that I do the research on, make sure that it's a good selling product. A product that sells well over $20,000 a month has lots of sales and everything else like that. So I have members who will pay for the course, and then they get that as part of the course. But if you're not able to do that, well, then here's a few tips that might help you out. You might want to think about a category that is less competitive than others. Categories like, for example, art is a great category. Industrial is a really good category. And then you start getting into these busier categories where you have a lot more sellers. And a lot of people make that common mistake of going over there and trying to sell there first, so their competition is a lot higher. And when I say competition, I mean that there's a lot more sellers selling in that particular category. Categories such as home and kitchen, categories such as beauty. And so when you start getting into those categories, then you have a lot more competition. For example, you have a lot of sellers from overseas that like to get into categories like electronics and jewelry. And so you want to kind of stay away from those if you can, because you have a lot more competition to compete with. And so sometimes the listings that people create, they don't have such good keywords in there, and they're competing against sellers that have been on that platform in that particular category for such a long time that they dominate that, and whatever you do, you just can't compete with them, because it's just they are just out dominating everybody with good keywords and good sales and everything else like that. So you definitely want to be looking at categories that are less competitive. Like I said, you have industrial, you have art, or even something maybe like automotive, where you sell automotive parts. Or you sell parts, for example, like refrigerator parts. And those are categories. Appliances, where those are less competitive, you have less people selling in those. So you could get ranked a lot quicker and a lot faster when you sell in those categories. And this is what I suggest to a lot of my members now, is to try to compete into those categories to where you don't have as much competition. And it can really helps you out as far as if you are going out there and promoting this through Amazon's pay-per-click program. For example, if we were to go and advertise something in, say, cell phones, and I wanted to advertise maybe a cell phone case or something, I know that that category for cell phones is very competitive. So there's a lot of people that are doing the exact same thing, have the automatic campaigns or the manual campaigns, and the pay-per-click for the keywords could be a lot more expensive, as opposed to a category, for example, like appliances, where somebody is selling maybe a, I don't know, a stovetop lighter replacement, in appliance. Well, you don't have a whole lot of people selling that. So the keywords and the competition could be a lot less as opposed to something as far as cellular phones. You know, could be like a cellular phone case, and the keywords for the cellular phone case could be something like $2 to $3 per click, as opposed to you go into appliance and start selling these other devices that could cost you maybe 20 cents, 30 cents per click. So you save a lot more money that way, and potentially you can get a lot more sales because there's a lot less competition when it comes to that. I want to also talk about, we discussed earlier as far as people going out there and trying to get a corporation, an LLC, or something like that, which in fact that when you sell on Amazon, you want to make sure that, yeah, you want to get in as a business. I mean, that would be nice. But the first thing that I would do is probably open up, say, a business account with your local bank. Make sure you get your seller's permit and start off that way. And that way you have the basics just to get into Amazon. So when you are just coming into Amazon as a business, just think of a business name and run under that business name. Go out there and get a business license and make sure that you have that, and you should be fine. And a lot of people, what they'll do is they try to get out there and open up an account, say an individual account, and they give out a lot of bad information. Maybe they don't want to give out their real name, or they don't want to give out where they live or what have you. And there's a lot of accounts that get shut down because people don't know the rules, they don't know the regulations with Amazon, such as if you were to open up 2 accounts or 3 accounts with Amazon and you use different names, then all 3 accounts could be tied in together and you could be banned from selling on Amazon forever, because you should technically only have 1 account with them. And a lot of people don't do this. What you can do also is, if you are interested in selling in Amazon and you don't have a seller's account, the best advice I can give you is, if you have an Amazon buyer's account, if you scroll all the way down to the very bottom of that first page, it says sell on Amazon. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and be in your buyer's account and open up a seller's account. Do you see where that ties into just 1 account? You'll be a lot safer doing that than going out there and creating a new seller's account without you actually being in your buyer's account. So if you have a buyer's account and you buy from Amazon all the time, go down to the very bottom of the page and go ahead and just click on sell on Amazon and create your Amazon seller's account while you are logged in. And here's another thing. Do not, I repeat, do not go out and use debit cards to open up your account, and do not go out and use gift cards to open up your account, because you're going to have to go through a verification process, and you want to make sure that you're able to be verified in every way possible, because Amazon's going to sit there and say, I need a copy of your driver's license. I need a bill of your home address. I need a bill of a utility that you opened up that verifies that you live at that address. And if they cannot verify that, they most likely will either shut your account down and deter you in every possible way not to sell on Amazon. Because if you don't have your stuff together from the get-go, Amazon looks at it as you're not going to have your stuff together later on. And these are Amazon's customers. And you are basically just a contractor working for Amazon. So you want to make sure that you do everything the right way. All right. So I want to be able to kind of answer your questions tonight. These are just some of the things that you guys should be out looking for. If you're brand new, introduce yourself. Let me know that you're brand new. I'm going to go ahead and start reading some of the people that are on here tonight. There's quite a few of you on here. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. I have my faithful guy who always gives me that thumbs down. Appreciate that also. Appreciate your honesty. So with that being said, there are things that what I look for is I look for products that are best sellers. I look for products that people are going to buy every single day. Now, you know, there are three, I would say there are a few categories or a few things that people kind of do is they will buy products that they think that are going to sell like right now. So for example, we are in July, so we are in the midst of summer. And so we get a lot of people that are selling summer products, and they're going out and trying to, you know, sell a lot of these beach towels, or they'll turn around and try to sell things that for the pool and stuff, where, you know, the rubber ducks for the pool, and all those are all great, but those are going to be seasonal products, and those I kind of stay away from because they are exactly what they are. If you start ordering a whole bunch of those, especially if you're getting it from overseas, you can get stuck with a lot of inventory, and you don't want to do that. Now, when I started out using just selling stuff like hangers. I started selling products like salt and pepper grinders. Those are things that people kind of use every single day. And I would differentiate myself and go out there and say, well, maybe I want to get a hanger that supports something like 30 pounds. There was a product that I sold. I sold hangers, and this product did so well for me, and it did well for me for a very long time. I was trying to find something for a bulletproof vest to basically hold that up. There wasn't hangers out there that supported that because of the weight. So what I did is I started selling that product, hangers for bulletproof vest, and that was a unique item. And I started getting tons and tons of sales on hangers that supported lots of weight, whether it was a bulletproof vest or whether it was a nice suit that was very, you know, had some weight to it, that was comfortable, well made. I found out that people were buying those and spending quite a bit of money for those also. Also, I had a hanger that I would sell that was for belts. And yeah, believe it or not, belts. I'm talking the long belts. Well, there was hangers that we went ahead and we created and started selling those, and those were selling really, really good. Now, you know, everything kind of comes to an end eventually. Sales start to slow down, people start to see your stuff, and then you get copycats out there that go out there and start doing that. But you kind of have to ride that wave as it comes along. And so, you know, you want to make sure that you are able to sell products like I do. I sell products that I know that are going to sell all year around. And so when I find products like that, and I really have to look hard to find out that golden nugget, which product is going to make me quite a bit of money. There's some products out there that I get that don't make any money at all, and I think they're going to make tons of money, but they don't. There's some that I don't think that are going to do extremely good, and these are my best sellers. And who's to know? I mean, you just don't know. It just depends who is looking for what and what they are willing to buy. Now, here's another tip. You do not want to go cheap with your product itself. I'll use this as an example when I was selling the fidget spinners. I don't know if you guys remember that back in 2015 or 16 when they were really, really hot. Well, there was a whole bunch of suppliers that were selling these fidget spinners, and there was tons of people that were selling these on Amazon. And what I did is I differentiate myself by selling these spinners that would spin for about 8 minutes. And they were a different type of bearing that were on these. And these spinners basically cost me around $8 to $9 a piece, but I would sell them for 35 bucks. And I have a video that I did, and it's on my YouTube channel, that I made $1,600 overnight. And this was 2 nights in a row. And it just happened that there was a company that purchased those because they were giving them out as gifts. And then right after that, we found out that Walmart started selling them, and 7-Eleven started selling them, and people were buying all the cheap ones and so forth. But there was some out there that had, you know, was it OCD, and they wanted them, so they wanted the long-lasting ones, and those are the ones where I made quite a bit of money because I spent, you know, $8 to $9 a piece on these. And I rode that wave until that was done and over with. There are things that you don't want to do is you don't want to do seasonal products. And I cannot tell you how many people sell seasonal products. And when I say seasonal, it's just like, for example, summertime, you have summer equipment, whether they're tents, whether they're beach going stuff. You know, they're selling these, and then all of a sudden cold weather comes in and it's all done and over with, right? A good example would be the first of the year. I never, ever sell exercise equipment on the first of the year because I know that there's going to be thousands of sellers selling exercise equipment because everybody wants to lose weight in January, so they start selling these, and the competition is so great that I can steer my energy elsewhere and sell other products that sell all year around and make just as much money, if not even more money, by selling those products themselves. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get on to some of these questions here. Hopefully that helped you guys out. I will be adding some more stuff in as I'm talking to you guys here. But let's go ahead and start with the first question here. Apprentice says, does your course show where to buy these pellets for those starting? It may be a good way to get that first sale and generate some starting capital. My course gets into a lot of things. I actually get into where I buy the product from sometimes. I just did my product of the month for July, and I showed you exactly where to get it. Now, when it comes to pellets and stuff like that, there are a lot of companies out there that do pellets, liquidation centers. You can just kind of do a search on that, and you'll find liquidation centers. They're kind of, now they're fading away, but there are some good ones out there that you can try to purchase products from. I don't give out advice when it comes to a specific person that is going to sell a product, because each person is different, and this is where your negotiation skills come in. Whenever I look for products, I will go out there and I will negotiate on certain products. And I'm going to tell you, Apprentice, basically how I became quite wealthy here on Amazon when I first started out was I was getting into a category that nobody ever thought about. And this category, I basically, you know, when you have all these gurus out there, it's telling you, hey, you know, find that niche, right? Go out there and find a niche that's going to work for you. But they don't tell you what that niche is. I'm going to tell you what my niche was. My niche basically was broken parts. And when I started selling a long time ago, I would buy pellets of broken parts. The manufacturer or the distributor was so happy to get rid of these pellets that I actually bought them a lot cheaper than somebody else would be buying, say, for example, a whole set of pellets that were toys or what have you. They were selling these pellets for $600 to $800 a piece for a full pellet of product, and I was buying mine for less than $200 a piece because these were returns coming from Walmart, from Target, from all these major department stores, and I would literally go through them, and what we did is we broke them down. We would break some of this stuff down and sell them as new, repackage them. It took a while for us to do it, but we were making money hand over fist just by doing that. And who would have thought broken parts? Well, you know, I think I purchased something almost like 12 pallets of these Keurig coffee makers. I don't know if you guys know, but that is the coffee makers that you put these little K-cups in. Well, when Keurig first came out, their repair department basically could not give out some of these product or give out some of the parts that people needed, whether it was a broken handle, you know, and these were $150 coffee makers at this time. And I was taking these handles off, taking off, I was gutting everything out basically and selling them for a lot more. Like little handle would be $25, which didn't even cost me 25 bucks just for the handle. You're talking maybe a buck or two just for that and making a killing off of that, whether it was the inside or the reservoir that held the water or the timer or what have you. Basically, we broke every single thing down, put them in a different separate category, and then we would list it. And when we listed these products, we literally would be selling these on Amazon no more than 2 days. I mean, I would be surprised if some of these products lasted all of about 2 hours as soon as we listed. And I felt like, wow, maybe I'm too cheap. Maybe I'm not, because they were going by so fast. And so, you know, I had a niche that really took off, and I rode that for a long time, and I still continue to this day to look for these special deals. So hopefully that helps you out. I know that was kind of long, but you know, hopefully I helped you out with that. Biko Love, I hope I said that correctly. Maybe I didn't. Hey Henry, I recently joined your course. Great information so far. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now, if you join my course, and even after you join my course, you can always call me. If you have a question, you're not sure, you can always get in touch with me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you my phone number right now where you can call me and reach me if you have a question about my course. So grab a pen, write it down, and here it is. I'm going to do it live on YouTube. My number is 626 225 3002. If you cannot get in touch with me, just leave me a voicemail. It'll go directly to this phone right here. Just leave me a voicemail, and I'll be more than happy to call you back, answer your question, what have you. This is what I've been doing for a long time, and so a lot of members really grateful because of that, because they're able to get in touch with their mentor or their teacher and go out there and help you guys at that time of need. And a lot of times they have that, you know, they have that comfortness of being able to contact me whenever they can. Even after you join the course, you know, we can always work together. And this is the type of person that I am. Thank you guys very much. OLA, thank you very much. OLA went ahead and did a $25 super chat. Thank you very much, OLA. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Give you the thumbs up. Make sure that you are recognized for contributing to this channel. I really appreciate that. Takes a lot. I thank you very much. And thank you for the $25 that are going to put that to good use, whether it's lighting or anything else here, you know, buying the new camera. It all goes right back into this YouTube channel itself. For those of you that are just joining me for the very first time, make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell, let you know when I do come in live or have brand new live videos, and go from there. All right. All right. Let me see here. Bidel La Rufus. I ate a brownie earlier. I don't even know what this, I don't even want to read the rest of this because I really don't know where this is going. I ate a brownie earlier, but looks like you're right here in my living room. Wow, that brownie must be pretty powerful. Awesome. That's great. All right, Bidel. Enjoy your brownies while you can. All right, Maria. Hello, Maria. Welcome to my channel. And Maria says, hi, Henry. 2 questions. First, is it normal to take a couple of days to have complete conversations with the supplier in China? What does CNF shipping mean? That's the first for me, CNF. I'm going to have to look that one up because I either certified, I don't know. I don't even want to guess that. I don't know what that means. Maybe if it's something that you're shipping by boat, and if you are, that's something that I don't do. I ship everything by air because it's a lot cheaper to do that. Now, is it normal for you to negotiate with the supplier for 2 days? No, it's not. This is what people do, and this is one of the mistakes that people do, is when they contact a supplier, and correct me if I'm wrong, you either email that supplier. If you email that supplier, it's going to take a lot longer to go out there and have responses back. You should be chatting with that person, and you should negotiate with that particular person within an hour or 2 and have your order ready and done. Now, you want the supplier to pay for a lot of things, and shipping, obviously you're going to have to pay for that. If you're going to be paying for shipping, you want to make sure that you ask them that, does this product get shipped directly to my door? And the cost altogether, you want to know how much it's going to cost you, and they should have all that information. But as far as the CNF shipping, I'm drawing a blank right now, to be honest, because I don't know. Maybe you're asking them in Canada. I don't know, but I know here in the U.S. I haven't heard of that. But who knows? You learn something new every single day. All right. Prentice says, thank you. Snake Jones, what's up there, Snake Jones? Give you a nice thumbs up. Thank you for giving me that thumbs up. Really appreciate that. And I'm going to put you right here. Snake Jones, all right. Tino, what's going on, Tino? Tino says, hey, Henry. Maria says, Henry really answers all his calls. He's never missed one of our calls. Thank you. No, I try not to. I'm extremely busy and I have a lot of things that I do. Whether I'm making videos, whether I'm selling my products on Amazon, whether I'm shipping products out, there's a lot of things that I do. Then I go out there and I do my coaching and I do private lessons. So I'm constantly busy. And then to top it off, well, this place I'm selling, we just have some offers on it. And now we're buying another home, and that is taking a lot out of my resources, a lot of my time. Literally had to fly back here just to go live at 6 o'clock. And I made it for 6:15 this time instead of 6 because I knew I wasn't going to make it here on time. So, oh, B Cove says costs, no insurance, and freight. It means that the price includes shipping of the goods via sea. Okay, there you go. Thank you very much, Biko. Via sea, freight, and Flexistove port. Now, let me explain something to you that a lot of suppliers do not tell you. We're going to talk about freight forwarders. I never use a freight forwarder when I'm shipping by air. This is why I haven't heard of this, because I haven't used freight in probably 10 years. As far as shipping my products down, I usually ship by air, and I never deal with a freight forwarder. What happens is when you go out and you talk to these suppliers, they're only going to give you the cost of what it's going to cost for them to put it in a container from overseas, such as China, to maybe here in the Los Angeles area, such as Long Beach, okay? Then you're responsible to pay the freight forwarder. So now you have all these other fees that are going to be included that are not included in your shipping charges. What happens is you got to pay for the freight forwarder. You're going to have to pay for clearance. You're going to have to pay for inventory being stored at a warehouse. You got to pay for a drop-off fee. You're going to have to pay for security. You're going to have to pay for delivery to your place. And also, you're going to have to pay customs. Customs in China, customs here in the US. And if that doesn't get paid, you do not get your product. So it can cost you well over $1,000 after everything is said and done. So make sure that when you ship by boat, by freight, that you get all of your shipping costs included, and you want to check with the freight forwarder on that. You definitely have to use a freight forwarder when you ship by boat, but when you're shipping by air, no, it goes through customs, goes to China customs, for example, if you're getting the products from overseas, and then it comes into the US customs, UPS, FedEx, DHL, they all have their own customs department where they're checking that anyway, and then it gets cleared and gets delivered right to your door that way. It is way better by air. I do 99% of my stuff is shipped by air. This is the reason why, is because it may look like you're going to be paying less, because that's all that the manufacturer is responsible for, is just to get it onto that ship and get it shipped and delivered, and that's it. That's what they get charged for. And then you're in charge of the rest of trying to get that out. Thank you very much there, Biko, for explaining that. This is why I love this channel, is because guys like you or people like you can come in and kind of help me out at this time of need, you know. Like I said, I've been doing this business a long time, but that's a new acronym that I didn't really understand. All right. Gina, what's up there, Gina M? Good evening, Henry. What's up there, Gina? Welcome, welcome. Maria says, it was a chat now discussion, but the response rate was slow last night, more than 2 hours to wait for replies. Start looking for other suppliers. if that's the case. Maria, what I like to do is I tell my members, you do not go out there and just find one supplier. You want to find 2, 3 suppliers total for one product. That way, if this supplier takes forever, you can contact this supplier, and if that supplier gets you your product in 10 days, and this other one takes 2 hours to respond and 21 days to deliver your product, you know who the better supplier is. You always want to make sure that you get quotes, just like, for example, you get into a car accident, you don't want to go to one person to get a quote, right? You want to get 3. Get 3. That's a rule of thumb. Get 3. Go out there and try to get 3 different quotes. Maybe this one's just a little bit higher, but it may get you your product within 7 to 10 days. If you're happy with that, great. And do that and try that. That always helps out. All right. Mango's Closet says, what is a private label title? Okay, a private label title. Well, for example, let me see here. I can use this as an example, okay? This is what I like about my camera. Bam, right there. See how, bam, right there. See how that zooms in? All right, Sigma, right? We have Sigma. I want to sell this particular lens. So when I private label a product, I don't want to call it Simba. I don't. Or Sigma. I don't want to call it Sigma. I want to call it Henry's camera lens. And then it fits blah, blah, blah. So this is private label. You can call and you can private label your product whatever you want, and you want to be able to, except for brand products. Now, there are suppliers that are contacting me right now and trying to get me to sell brand products. I don't want to sell brand products because it's a good way to get kicked off of Amazon. It's a good way to get your account terminated. It's a good way to have a lot of problems. So a lot of people will private label a product. Now you can call it whatever you want. There's not really a title or for say that you could use. You kind of have to think about what you want to call your product. It's no different than, for example, my microphone is a Rode microphone. Well, that's Rode. That's that one right there is registered, and I can't sell this microphone, but I can sell a knockoff of this microphone, call it whatever I want. And hopefully that kind of explains what a private label title is. You calling that particular product that you're going to sell on Amazon your product. You want to call it whatever you want and sell it under your business or you in general, and nobody else could try to sell this product. Or they'll try, but you'll have this name. If you do it correctly, then you will have to go through a process, but you can get it registered, brand registry through Amazon, and nobody can touch the product that you're selling. Hopefully that was a good explanation. All right. Maria says, is door-to-door the correct air shipping method that will include all features you meant? Yes, door-to-door. That's exactly what you want. You want to make sure that it gets from point A to point B. Point A is overseas. Point B is your front door. And I discussed this earlier in videos where I talk about people go out there and they will get products from overseas. They'll ship it directly to Amazon's warehouse. They don't inspect it. They don't look at it. They don't see if it's the right size, it's the right color, it's the right shape. And then what happens is they start selling on Amazon, and then you get people that are pissed off because they ordered a blue whatever it was and they end up receiving red. And because they didn't go out and inspect it, what happens is Amazon shuts that listing completely down. Now you got to go out and buy all these products back from Amazon, 50 cents per unit. So if you have 1,000 units, and you sent them all into Amazon without inspecting them, then that's going to cost you $500 to get all that product out of all their warehouses and to have it shipped directly back to you, because you can't sell it because Amazon shut down your listing because there was too many complaints. This is why door-to-door is very, very important. Now, if you are out of the country and you're selling on Amazon, say Amazon.com, and here in the US, you can get people to inspect it and make sure that everything is correct. You will have to pay per unit, but there are companies out there that are willing to do that for you. But you are going to have to pay for that. So, James Hancock, what's up there, James? James Hancock, one of my members, says, hi, Henry, welcome, welcome. All right. Apprentice says, is there a live Q&A this coming Wednesday for those who paid for the upper tier program? And is Maria part of it? She's killing it in the Facebook group. Yes, for those of you who don't know, Maria did sign up for the Amazon A to Z course, Apprentice. She does ask quite a bit of questions in the private Facebook group, and we get a lot of people that respond, which is great. So if you signed up for my Amazon A to Z course, you get into my private Facebook group that is a closed group, only to members, members only. They can ask any questions they want, and you know, they're willing to help you out also. So that's kind of cool that you know, you do say that, Apprentice. As far as this week itself, there is not going to be a Zoom meeting this week, but next following week, I'm going to have a private Zoom meeting for all the members, and you could talk about whatever you want to talk about during those Zoom meetings. So, but great. Thank you for going out there and giving props to Maria. She does ask some great questions. She is a seller, been selling on Amazon. And you know what? I want to try to get her on and see how well she's doing, and maybe we can get her on to this live YouTube channel in the upcoming weeks. Kind of get that taken care of. All right. B-Dale says, speaking of appliance parts, would you prefer to source those from overseas, or would you prefer to find a U.S. supplier or Thomas.net? Yes, I do talk about Thomas.net. There is a lot of U.S. manufacturers that you can do a search for on Thomas.net, and you can try to find some of these parts locally. But some of these parts you can get overseas. For example, I'll use this as an example, whether it's a air filter or something. They're usually cheaper overseas than here in the U.S., even though you can buy and support the U.S. Here, which I encourage you to do, encourage you to check that out first. But they also know what their products and parts are selling for on Amazon.com. So you're not going to get that 20 cents per unit as opposed to, you know, you're not going to get that. Overseas, it's a little different because you think of it as there's so many distributors, suppliers, manufacturers that they're competing for your business. And here in the US, you may only have 2 or 3, and you know, you get what you get, and so forth. But yeah, great question. But yeah, that's a great question. If you can buy here in the U.S., why not? Buy here first if you can, or try to sell a product or have them make it here. But a lot of these companies, they're going overseas and getting their parts. And whether this part is, you know, one part may come from China, another part come from somewhere else, and then another part here in the U.S. So it all comes together. And if you can get it cheaper, more power to you. All right, LaDonna, Jenny LaDonna. What's up there, Jenny LaDonna? I've been a member for well over a year. However, I have not seen any Facebook notifications. What? This is how a lot of my members know that I'm on YouTube. So what I want you to do is I want you to go back into your course, and right at the very top it says join our private Facebook group, and put in for a request. It comes to me and I either accept you or I don't. So and I have to verify that you are a paid member. And if I know that you're a paid member, I'll get you right into the course. So yeah, why don't you try doing that? And it says, I thought the group was no longer available. Was search again. Yes, it is available. There are a lot of people in there. Go into your course that you paid for. The very top, it's going to say join. I think it's one of the first videos that says you must do this first. Join the private Facebook group. The link is in there. Click on that link, and then there you go. All right, great questions, you guys. There are a lot of other things that that I can go on forever, right, and talk about a lot of things that you should be doing when you are trying to create your business on Amazon itself. And so you want, there's quite a few things that people tend to do wrong, and this is where my videos here on YouTube, I really talk about this, and a lot of them are usually when it's too late. You have people that are calling me and saying, hey, I got my account suspended. Well, why did you get your account? Well, account suspended. Well, because I went ahead and I did this. I used a gift card. I used a debit card, when in fact Amazon says you must have a credit card on file. A lot of people do not put credit cards on file, and there's a lot of things too that Amazon really pays attention to. For example, one of my credit cards expired and I didn't realize it. So when it was time for payday, guess what? I didn't get paid because my credit card was expired, and they sent me a notification and I had to go out there and put in a brand new credit card. And this is how strict they are when it comes to that, because they want to make sure that there's an account that they're able to pay you for, especially if you have a seller's account, and they want to be able to make sure that there is a credit card on file for when you're out there and you have an Amazon buyer's account. And they want to be able to charge that at any time if they can. So make sure that you're doing everything that you should be doing, and you should have no issues or problems going out there and selling on Amazon itself. There are other things that people do that could cost them a lot of money. For example, not doing research on products that you are selling. And it is very important that you have some of these research tools, such as HELIUM 10, JUNGLESCOUT, ASINSPECTOR. These all kind of help you out as far as data and finding out which products are good sellers and which products are not good sellers. Now, a lot of people will go into the best sellers category, but what they do is they look at just the main category and that's it. But what really makes some money are some of the subcategories. So you want to look at some of these subcategories and go out there and start selling some of those products. But do your research first. Make sure you go out there and do that. And once you do that, you should be fine with something that you just start out with 1 or 2 or 3 or what have you. So this is my kitty, and she wants to get in on my live broadcast. So, but great question, guys. So with that, you want to go out there and just make sure that you are selling good products. Make sure you're selling products that people want every single day. And it's kind of funny because I happen to have a member that does appliances. As a matter of fact, he fixes dryers, and he had asked me about this business, and I turned him on to selling on Amazon. And one of the things that I told him, I said, look, I said, in your business, you have to think about what people need or what people are looking for. And I'm sure that you can come up with one product in your business that you're doing right now that is hard to find and that people have to buy. And he said, yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. And that was the first product that he went out and started to sell on Amazon. Now he is the #1 guy selling that product. And I asked him, would you ever give this out to any of your other guys that are selling the same or in the same industry? He said, hell no, because he's making a killing off of it. And it's just a small little device, but it makes a huge difference in what fixes his dryers and his washers. And I was like, wow. And sure enough, I did some research on it, and you had 2 sellers selling that, and he is just making a killing off of it now. And so now it's like, he's really grateful that he was able to meet me. We were able to talk, and now he's pretty much quitting his job and selling products on Amazon itself, which is awesome. It's a great story, and it's just something that these are some of the things that my members should be doing. As a matter of fact, I had Steve on in Florida a couple of weeks ago talking about his business and how well he's doing. Guess where he is tonight? He is on vacation. He is nowhere to be found. And I sat there and I was like, he called me and said, I'm leaving. I'm on vacation. I'm taking off. I was like, for how long? He said, for a while. And it just, so he's enjoying his money that he made from Amazon now. And now he's taking a nice vacation, which I told him, you should be staying home. And he said, nope, I'm getting out of here. So there you go. Yeah, that was a good thumbs up for that. There's quite a few of you guys on tonight. I really appreciate that. Hey, tell me in chat, let me know if this setup is clear. If you guys like the setup, if you like the volume, let me know. Just put it in chat so I know that this broadcast, this video is pretty decent. It looks really, really good to me, but I will find out soon. I have quite a few of you guys on here right now, and so I appreciate that. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight and watching my live videos. It's kind of hard to do these live videos because everything is right here. It's on the fly. Sitting here, there's no script, nothing else. When I talk business, I talk shop, I get into this zone, and I really want to help you guys out. So feel free to ask the questions. And yeah, ask these questions. Steve has a wonderful story to share. Yes, he does. Panarello Rider, the new camera setup is dope. Yes, it is. It is dope. I love it. I have quite a few cameras. I have this Lumix right here, and here, check this out. This is just zooming in on this Lumix. It's just awesome. Get out of the way, and here, watch this. Zoom. There it is. Zoom into the back, and this is the camera that I'm using right now is the Sony A6400. I have a lens on here, which is the Sigma 16mm lens 1.4. Gives me that blurry background, and the sound that I am using is this right here. This is the Wireless Go Rode microphone. This was about $200, and I'm telling you, it's awesome. It's a great setup. I love it, and I can't wait to put it into the new home, and which is much bigger, and I'm pretty excited about that. Just a matter of closing and all that other good stuff, you know. So let's see here, Christina. What's up there, Christina? I'm a new member. I just enrolled today. Awesome. Glad to have you in. I have quite a few people that are coming into the Amazon A to Z course. If you guys are not familiar with the Amazon A to Z course, it is a course of videos that teach you how to make money selling on Amazon. It is like a big leap of you getting all your information all in one place and learning, and then you can call me anytime. If you're stuck on something, I am more than happy to help you out, whether it's a listing or checking something out. I'm able to do that, and pretty good on checking with keywords and everything else like that. And I have a lot of new members that are coming in. And so, yeah, it's awesome. Thank you, Christina, for coming in. I really appreciate that. Feel free to give me a call when you get some time. I want to welcome you aboard. And my phone number is 626-225-3002. And I will put that in the title, and you guys are able to see that. All right, awesome. Contact you soon. Please let me know the prefix to save your phone. 626 is going to be my area code here in Los Angeles, California. All right. Guys, I hear my cat over here waiting for me to get off so I can feed her. So it is time for me to go. I thank you guys for watching this live broadcast. If you have questions, just go ahead and put it in the comments, and I will go ahead and answer that. I always watch and check my comments. Just put it in there, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Christina says, I'm calling from Canada. No problem. That's fine. You can also find me on WhatsApp and WeChat. I'm on those if you want to check with those there. Just go ahead and message me, techdaddyvideos@gmail.com. All right, guys. With that being said, I have one last question, and I have to take this question because it's somebody that always comes on. It's Dell the Hater. Dell the Hater says, on any of your products that you made custom packaging for, have you ever used the supplier's graphics designer? Yeah, I do sometimes, but that's not where you're gonna make your money. If you have one of my packages, I tell you how to design and tell you how to get your product shipped at a cheaper way. I tell you how to do all that. And one of the things that you probably can save money on is not having the supplier go out and do the packaging for you. So, okay, get down. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate all the questions. Thank you guys for coming on tonight. And also, thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys acknowledging and knowing that you are learning something every single time you get onto my YouTube channel. For those of you that are just new on my YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot more videos coming up. And make sure you hit that notification bell. That will let you know when I do come on. And I plan on coming on a lot more because of this nice, beautiful camera that I got. Nice setup. So with that being said, I really, really appreciate it. And thank you guys once again. We will see you guys next Monday night at 6 p.m. right here. Once again, you guys have a good week, and we will see you guys on the next video. See ya. Take care, guys.